Assalamu alaikum everyone, how are you? I hope you are doing well. Today, the topic I will talk about is permit receiver in Saudi Aramco, and I will tell you the types of permits in Saudi Aramco. I will show you what the permit document looks like, and we will know a little about its responsibilities. So let's get started.
Responsibilities: Work Permit Issuers. A work permit issuer is a Saudi Aramco employee who supervises work areas and has authority over work activities and personnel in those work areas, and is certified by their division or department head to issue work permits. This individual must have the experience and knowledge needed to adequately assess job hazards and be capable and authorized to prescribe the appropriate precautionary measures. Work permit issuers have the following responsibilities: maintain in their possession a valid Saudi Aramco Work Permit Issuer Certificate. If the issuer is also the gas tester for the work permit, they must maintain and carry a valid gas testing certificate.
Verify that the work permit receiver's certificate is valid and approved by the proponent organization for the type of work to be performed.
Verify that gas tests are conducted for combustible atmospheres, toxic atmospheres, hydrogen sulfide oxygen concentration, and additional air contaminants, as required. Verify the gas test results have been entered on the respective work permit, and the gas tester has signed the corresponding gas testing section. Ensure that the joint site inspection, including completion of the hazard analysis checklist, has been conducted with the receiver. Analyze any hazards listed in the hazard analysis checklist that are not sufficiently addressed, i.e., answered no, and develop methods to adequately control the hazards. Work permit receivers. A work permit receiver is an Saudi Aramco employee, including proponent organization employees, who has been certified by their division or department head, or a contractor employee sponsored by the SA organization head that has contractual authority over the contractor to sign and receive work permits. Work permit receivers have the following responsibilities. 1. Maintain in their possession a valid Saudi Aramco Work Permit Receiver Certificate. 2. Receive the proper work permits from an Saudi Aramco certified issuer before executing any job. 3. Participate in the joint site inspection, including the hazard analysis with the issuer or designated representative. 4. Perform the work in accordance with the conditions and requirements agreed upon and specified on the work permit. 5. Remain at the job site and monitor the work to make sure all work permit conditions and applicable Saudi Aramco safety and health requirements are being met. Keep a copy of the signed work permit in his possession or in view at the job site for the duration of the job, so that it is available for inspection and cancellation if necessary. Stop work anytime the job site does not meet the work permit conditions or any applicable Saudi Aramco safety and health requirements. The receiver shall ensure actions are taken to correct the deficiencies before work can resume. Immediately stop work if a change occurs in the work activities or site conditions, and inform the work permit issuer. Participate in the joint site inspection with the issuer or designated representative to verify that the work area has been left in a safe and secure condition before the work permit is closed. Close work permits after completion of the job or when the permit duration has expired. Type of work permit required. Saudi Aramco certified work permit receivers must request a permit from an Saudi Aramco certified issuer of the facility or project site prior to executing any job requiring a work permit. The issuer determines the correct permits for the job: cold work, hot work, equipment, opening, line break, confined space entry. Cold work is defined as any activity that will not produce sufficient energy to ignite flammable atmospheres or combustible materials. Examples of cold work may include removing or disturbing of asbestos-containing material, ACM, erecting or dismantling a scaffold, painting with a brush, excavating by hand, installing shoring, using hand tools that have no electrical power or produce a spark, repairing a packing gland on a pump. Hot work permits. Hot work is defined as any activity that may develop sparks, flames, or heat sufficient to cause ignition. Examples of hot work include using open flames, welding, or torch cutting, spark-producing tools or equipment, abrasive blasting, internal combustion engines in restricted areas, work on or in close proximity to live electrical apparatus, devices not rated for the electrical classification of the area. When work permits are required, hot work permits control work activities that may produce enough energy to ignite flammable atmospheres or combustible materials. When performing hot work in hydrocarbon facilities, all sewers and drains within 23 meters 75 ft of the ignition source must be covered or water sealed to prevent the escape of flammable combustible vapors or gases. Equipment opening, line break permits. Equipment opening, line break, is defined as any activity associated with the initial opening of equipment, vessels, or piping that is part of a closed system and contains, or has the potential to contain, flammable, combustible, toxic, or injurious materials, high-pressure steam. Examples of activities that require an equipment opening, line break permit include opening oil or gas lines or systems, opening steam and condensate lines or systems, opening lines or systems containing H2S, opening lines or systems containing nitrogen, N2, opening lines or systems containing a hazardous material, e.g., caustic or sulfuric acid. It is important to remember that prior to opening equipment or breaking open a line, energy sources must be controlled, and all associated systems shall be isolated in accordance with GI 6.012, isolation, lockout, and use of hold tags. Confined space entry permits. Confined space entry is defined as the entrance of any part of the body into a space that meets the criteria for a confined space. Entry includes all periods of time when the confined space is occupied. A confined space is any space that has limited or restricted means of entry or exit, is not designed for human occupancy, contains or has the potential to contain a hazardous atmosphere, contains any other recognized serious safety or health hazards. Examples of confined spaces include tanks, vessels, vessel skirts, vaults, manholes, sewers, valve boxes, lift stations, and structures or excavations 1.2 meter, 4 ft, deep or deeper. Areas above floating roof tanks where the top of the roof is more than 1.2 meters, 4 ft, below the rim of the tank are also considered confined spaces. A confined space entry permit shall be issued in accordance with GI 2.100 prior to entry into all confined spaces. This includes entry into confined spaces performed by personnel from an SA proponent, department, organization, plant operations.
Thanks you for watching this video, and if you are interested, so subscribe this channel.